Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're taking a look at one of my 12-inch Star Wars action figures, and this is a Boba Fett. And it's not just Boba Fett, it's actually the electronic Boba Fett, which was sold through KB Toys. I believe it was an exclusive for their store. And so it actually has lines from the movie and also some sound effects. And I'll play those for you later on in the video. But we'll take a look at the action figure first, and you can see quite a bit of detail on this in terms of the armor pieces and so forth, and he has the jetpack, cape. So yeah, in terms of all the detail and stuff on the uniform and everything, I think they did a great job with it. Lots of detail in terms of the various plastic parts which are sewn onto the fabric uniform, and also he comes with a blaster accessory too, which is kind of unique to Boba Fett. I don't think there's too many other characters who have this particular blaster. So when they even did these little braids on the side here, which are sort of an accent to his bounty hunter outfit. So yeah, very cool. I love the look of the boots too. Quite unique to Boba Fett. So they have like, I believe these are like little dart launchers in the front side of the boot. So that's very cool. I believe there's also projectiles that come out of these knee parts too. If you've seen the Mandalorian season 2, I believe he uses this in part of the battle scene in that particular series. So I'm very excited to see Boba Fett back in action. Of course, the Disney Plus series is coming out very soon, so I'm very excited to see that. And he has a little bit of a different look. The look that you see here is actually how he appears in The Empire Strikes Back, with these green gauntlets on the side of his arm. So whereas in both Return of the Jedi and in The Mandalorian, these parts are actually red. So there's a little bit of difference and a little bit of a change in terms of the overall look of Boba Fett as things progress. Now, in terms of articulation on this figure, it's kind of limited. They basically used the Hall of Fame Hasbro body that was created for G.I. Joe. So that design doesn't have quite as much articulation as it probably should for this size figure. So you basically get a single pivot at the head. You get articulation at the shoulder, so he can extend out, and he also gets 360-degree rotation there as well. Although, because the uniform is a little restrictive, there's some degree of not being able to go as far with the joints, just because the jumpsuit kind of restricts his movement. There's also a bicep swivel, so yeah, that rotates like this. And obviously there's a joint here at the elbow, bending back and forth. Then at the wrist, he actually has a swivel joint there, and also bending back and forth like this. So yeah, there's decent articulation there. There's nothing at the waist. This is one solid piece for the entire torso. At the hip, he can kick out, he can kick forward, he can kick back. Single joint in the knee. There's no thigh rotation at all. And then single joint at the ankle, basically bending back and forth. So the articulation on this is not too great. It's adequate, but in terms of like being able to reposition the feet, you really can't do much just because, yeah, there's no side-to-side articulation there. So that's kind of unfortunate. And then in terms of the jetpack, unlike some other Boba Fetts that are out there, this one does have a launching mechanism for the missile. So basically all you have to do is hit this button and the missile launches. So that's excellent. I'm glad they included that feature. Sort of been a frustrating thing for me dealing with a lot of versions of Boba Fett where there is no launching missile out of the jetpack. So, but this one does include it, which is great. And then in terms of the sound effects, basically there's a little button right here under the arm. So all you have to do is push that, and it will read off the various lines from the movie. And also there's a blaster sound effect as well. So I'm going to go ahead and play the sound effects for you so you can see what this sounds like.
He's no good to me, dead. What if he doesn't survive? Put Captain Solo in the cargo hold.
So that's pretty much it in terms of the overall sound effects coming off of this. And the interesting thing about that is you could hear from the voice that that's not trying to imitate Temuera Morrison, because at the time when this was produced, which was 1998, basically that was shortly after the special edition was released, and that at that time the prequels had not been made, so there was no casting for Boba Fett beyond the original voice actor. So so they didn't really try to make it sound like the way Boba Fett sounds now. It's more trying to emulate the sound as he appears in the movie. Those of you who've been watching my channel for a while have probably seen my review of the talking Boba Fett candy dispenser. And just to remind you what that sounds like in terms of the vocalization, I'll bring that in and I'll play you the sounds so that you can hear the difference.
What if he doesn't survive? He's worth a lot to me. He's no good to me dead. Put Captain Solo in the cargo hold.
So yeah, you can hear the difference there. Basically, the newer versions of Boba Fett, whenever they do the talking, basically try to have it sound as much like Temuera Morrison as possible, because he is Boba Fett now. And I'm very excited to see the depiction of him in the upcoming Disney Plus series. So he's an excellent actor, and really going to enjoy him bringing that character to life again. And a couple other things that I have in connection to this figure. I have the packaging, which basically came in a window box, and there's a hole in the back so you could reach through and activate the various sounds. And then you can see up here in the corner the price sticker is still on it, basically from KB Toys. So this was $39.99 basically when it was sold at KB. And then on the back of the package, you see the scene between Boba Fett and Darth Vader, where Lando Calrissian is listening to what kind of deal they've got going on, and also pictured some of the other 12-inch characters that were available in the line. And you can see the date on this is 1998, so that's around the time period when this thing was produced. Also, I saved the instruction sheet that came with this as well. So, because this is pretty important, it lists the various phrases that are spoken by Boba Fett, and also electronic laser blast sound, and then it shows the instructions in terms of replacing the batteries. Unfortunately, this is sort of a mint in box collector's nightmare, because the way this was packaged, it came with the batteries included already. So, so you had to make a choice. Essentially, are you going to keep it mint in package, or are you going to, open it up so you can take those batteries out at some point? Because if you leave them in there, basically they're going to corrode and damage your action figure. So, and make it so that it won't be able to talk anymore. So, it's one of those nightmare situations for someone who really likes to have things mint in box with the tape and everything secure. You're not going to be able to have that and also be able to preserve the sound effects. So I took it right out of the package right away, and most of the time I do not keep batteries in it because, like I said, if you leave batteries in an action figure like this, eventually they will corrode and they will damage the electronics. So a word of advice, if you have action figures like this with sound effects, make sure to take the batteries out when you're not going to use them. It's just a smart thing to do to make sure that the talking mechanism will continue to work into the future. That's pretty much all I have for you today. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more reviews of Star Wars action figures in the future, think about subscribing to the channel, because I will be covering more of this kind of stuff in future videos. Until next time, I hope you're having a great day, and may the Force be with you. Thanks for watching.